Yeah, thank you, Steve. Thank you, John. Also, we're back down pitch side in front of the Cop. Gary Gillespie and Phil Thompson alongside me, as Steve just mentioned. I'm sure we'll echo much of what the boys have just spoken about over the last 10 or 15 minutes or so as we go through the course of the next hour. But, Gary, what's your overriding emotion at full time today?
Well, one of shock, one of disappointment, one of disbelief in many ways. I thought first half performance wasn't that good. I don't think either team were like that special. Manchester City were probably just slightly better than us. Second half, I thought we came out, we kind of made a go of it a little bit. The crowd got behind us and we looked kind of half dangerous. But then when we get the goal, then for me we didn't have enough calmness in possession of the football. I think we ended up about the 80th minute onwards, I think we were just like clearing their lines basically, and like there was wave and wave of attack coming back on us, and I kind of felt it was inevitable that something that was going to happen, and unfortunately it did. And then what happened in the end was just like it was balmy. Is it a penalty? From sat where we were in the stand, it looked as if he did make contact with the player. Was he getting the ball? No, he wasn't getting the ball. He wasn't going to cause any danger. But you know, the letter of the law, it probably is a penalty. And then obviously the fiasco at the end was very much, well, in many ways typical of the game a little bit. I don't think either team played at their best. It was all a little bit frantic at times, and you know, I just, well, as I say, it wasn't a classic Manchester City Liverpool game as we were talking about in the build up to the game. It wasn't one of them. It was a bit bitty, and yeah, I think the overall thing is like a disappointment, isn't it? Like losing the game again in the dying minutes.
Very much so. It was, the first half was very bitty, and if you looked at it as quality of what we were talking about in the games of the past, this wasn't here, the quality of it. You could see two teams who were having a difficult time of it this year. That's what the first half played out. Who was the better of the two teams? Probably Man City. They had sort of more possession, probably had more shots at goal. But then you're looking at the second half and you see us building up momentum. I just felt at given times, I know it was a wonder goal, which we'll come to, but there was at times when we could have picked the right pass. When we had 3v3 or even 4v3 at times, we picked the wrong pass. Especially Ekitike when he heads one past the post, for instance. If they'd have gone inside right to Wirtz, he was straight in on goal, but it had to go to Salah first, who then crosses it. It was the choices at times. I think we could have made things a lot easier for ourselves. But it's so disappointing when you've worked so hard to score a goal like that, which breaks the deadlock. If it was one of those games where you went, it was going to take something a worldie to win the game.
Yeah, having had a better showing in the second half, having got ahead through a moment of brilliance by Dominik Szoboszlai, from that position, should we have the wherewithal to see it out then?
Well, that's been the problem, Mark. It's been a big problem. I'm listening to Aldo getting it. Is it the first, second, third, eighth, ninth, seventh,
6
or whatever he was
conceded,
which have cost us dearly. And that's game management. It's what people say is game management now. We've lost that. People say, oh, well, you won so many games. 5 games start of the season, last minute goals. But we haven't seen one of them for a long time. We've lost now too many. So we're not seeing games out in the right manner, and it's been very, very costly.
I've spoken to Ray Houghton many times at the away games in particular, but also, and he's made the point about the fact there's times in matches where sometimes you have to say, look, a point's not a bad result. And given the way the end of the game had gone, given the fact they got themselves level, is there an argument that tonight is one of those occasions, you know what, we don't need to go hell for leather and throw everything at it to try and win it? Or was this one where you say, given the stakes, it was worth it?
It's a difficult one, isn't it? Because like in the build-up, we are saying that we really need to win this game, don't we? Because like a draw, well, it's a little bit iffy, a draw, isn't it? Like I think 3 points were key. The fact that Chelsea and Manchester United won at the weekend, so it's a hard one to put your finger on that. But yes, I think, I mean, Ray's obviously very he's correct in saying that sometimes there is games when you just got to take what you've got. I didn't feel that was the case. Like, especially here at Anfield, I think you've got to go and try and get the winner.
That's the thing, Gary. It's Anfield. It's demands of the people. You've got to sort of go for it. But that's where the game management comes in. You have people at the back who get organised. There's a little bit of hell going on in front of you, but you make sure you keep the back door locked. And that's where we've been ball watching, you know, and that's the things. And you win the ball in the right areas to make sure that you do your job. Not only physically, you win your battles, but then you get people organised around you where you don't get caught out. And I think that's where we have. Yes, this game, but in the other games that have gone before, we should be better organised.
It feels like for so long, under Jurgen and under Arne last season, we were the masters of chaos. If a game got chaotic in the closing stage and one team was going to win it, it was going to be us. It feels like this season that's flipped. If a game becomes chaotic, we are at our most vulnerable. Is that down to that lack of responsibility, if you call it that? Or is it just if you gamble so often, there will become a point when it catches up with you, and maybe we're just seeing that, we're getting the other end of it now.
Mark, I was telling you about Arsenal, about set pieces, and them scoring goals and getting away with it and winning so many games. Just that can flip, and you can lose that. And it's the same with us. We couldn't go for 5 as we did in the first 5 games with late goals in each game to win it. That can't happen, and that doesn't happen. So what you have to do when you get into those later stages of games, you have to be a voice. You have to make sure, and if it is Virgil, you have to make sure that we're doing our jobs, and it can go like that. It did get all scattergun in the end, and we were all over the place, and it looked like we probably could lose a third, which we'll debate what happened. But we have to be organised better. There has to be a couple of cool heads on the pitch.
Yeah, I think cool heads is like the key. I said like before, I think we got a little bit edgy in like the fact that you've got to retain the ball. If you're under a lot of pressure, you've got to be able to retain the ball, and we weren't able to do that. We were like a little bit frantic in making clearances, but we're just basically clearing their lines. Now that's not Liverpool. That's not a team that's going to like, you know, see the game through, because all you're doing is giving possession back to the opposition, and the last team that you want to do that against is Manchester City, because they will punish you, and that's exactly how it worked out.
It feels good. We've had this conversation a few times this season after similar endings to matches. Is it about needing more senior figures to take responsibility? Are we lacking a little bit of a voice on the field, or what is it in those? Because obviously the quality of player is still there, but we are becoming a little bit more nervy in moments like this.
Well, I think it might be the fact that you've got a lot of new players in your starting lineup. You've got Dominik Szoboszlai playing at right full back, which obviously that's not his number one position. I mean, we can look all day for excuses, but you know, the quality that we have and the quality individuals and players that we have, we should be able to retain possession even when we're under so much pressure. You know, that's why you do your little rondos and your little exercises and training to like react well under pressure. And if it's one like criticism today, I didn't think we reacted well under pressure.